Wer gedacht hat, dass CDU-Wähler auf jeden Fall die Angriff auf die Meinungsfreiheit in Deutschland wieder beseitigen würde, hat sich natürlich geirrt. Just like with everything, guys. Just like with everything. I think and I hope that everybody that voted for the CDU has learned their lesson now and realizes that there is really only one way to go here the next time you guys are allowed to vote. So, just to clarify, Norbert Boltz, a prominent journalist, had his house almost raided. It didn't get raided completely, but he had a knock at the door. The police were at the door confronting him about a tweet that he made last January or the January before last. So in 2024. So a 2-year-old tweet, almost a 2-year-old tweet. He, a journalist, a prominent journalist and political analyst, gets his door knocked on, and they wanted to raid his house. And the only way he stopped the raid on his house, he called his lawyer, and the lawyer said, just tell them that it's your message, that you tweeted it, because he did. And it's not an illegal tweet. It's not a fucking, even a hateful tweet. You know what I mean? Even though being hateful is not illegal. They might be trying to convince you it is, but it really isn't. But this trusted flagger, as we call them here in Europe, they scrounge the internet. They're like snitches. Their job is to snitch on the German people, but only a portion of the German people. You see, they're only going to snitch on the people that are not in line with the government narrative, that are not in line with the leftist wokeism. Those are the people that get reported to the government for house searches and seizures of their digital devices for tweeting the wrong thing. It's the same thing that's going on in England. You see, if in European countries, if Islamists tweet out that they want the caliphate and they want to overthrow the democratic process in these countries, which is illegal, yeah, then that's okay. You know what I mean? That's okay. They don't get punished, right? They don't get their doors kicked in at 4 a.m. or whatever and have their cell phones that we paid for taken from them by the police. No, it's only one-sided. You see, the left and the wokesters and the establishment, which the left is a part of. The left loves the establishment because they need the power of the establishment to force down their crazy ideological bullshit on the rest of us. That's why they love the establishment, right? Once the establishment turns into the AFD, they will no longer be loving the establishment. I guarantee it. Okay, so a prominent journalist in Germany, a supposed democracy and free country, and we have the freedom of opinion and freedom of speech, kind of, purported. That's what they are, but they're really not, right? They're really not. And they sent the police to kick in basically somebody's door and seize their devices. A prominent journalist that just happens to not agree with the leftist narrative bullshit, right? And the woke shit. And that's supposedly a free country. And the people here in Germany, the CDU voters, which, a lot of people that would ordinarily vote for the CDU are now on the side of the AFD, which is basically the logical conclusion. I want to cheer for them, but on the other hand, it took you way too long. I've only been here for 10 years, and I've already seen, okay, these establishment parties have done nothing for this country. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They've only done negative things, right? Only things that they've accomplished are things that have fucked the country up, that have put needless restrictions on businesses and people and citizens, and they haven't really done any good shit. And all these CDU voters that have been around for all these decades, voting for Angela Merkel and over and over and over again, and now voting for Merz and the CDU, you people probably thought, well, if the Merz government can do anything, at least we won't have politicians suing citizens in court for things that they said about them on the internet anymore. And although I have to be honest, I haven't seen any CDU politicians or SPD politicians filing charges against citizens anymore. That has gone away. But Friedrich Merz and the CDU are fully in line with stopping your freedom of speech rights, your freedom of opinion rights in this country. They don't care about it. Friedrich Merz, once in his Merz mail that he used to write, But now he doesn't have time to do that anymore because he's busy kissing Zelensky's ass and running around the world pretending to be big boy Mertz, while his own country is falling apart beneath his feet. Um, you know, he wrote in his Mertz mail that basically because the internet, we have to rethink kind of freedom of speech. It's not exact words, but basically he's like, look, the freedom for everybody to say whatever they want on the internet where everybody can read it, that's actually a little bit overboard. We need to work with the EU to get that taken care of because it's too much misinformation. These people are being manipulated by all of these lunatic conspiracy theorists online, and so we need to do something about that. That's basically Mertz's position, right? That's also the CDU's position because they support Mertz, right? And I expect that a so-called conservative government that wants to pretend that they're in a democracy, that wants to pretend that they're a free country and there's nothing like Nazi Germany going on now and nothing like the DDR, the East Germany. That's not happening now at all. There's a lot of people saying that it is happening. I'm one of those people. It is happening. We are going in that direction, okay? But Mertz and the CDU and the establishment, they don't want to admit that. And they want to keep telling people, no, that's not true. Look, we're so free and we're so democratic. But the Mertz government is supporting these left-wing NGOs that with money that we pay for. They're financed by the taxpayer to snitch on their own people. Now, if that's not Nazi shit, I don't know what is, right? And Friedrich Merz supports it. And so does the CDU. And I would hope that finally you fucking people have learned your goddamn lesson. The establishment politicians are never, ever going to do anything for you, for anything that you want. They're not going to do anything that represents your interests. And if they do, it'll be by accident, not by, not with purpose. Right? It'll be accidental. You'll get like a side benefit for some decision they make that and you're like, oh, wow, look what he did for us. Yeah, no, he's not doing anything for y'all. Right? And so now it's getting to the point now, guys, because I'm one of those people that I'm like a free speech absolutist. And I never really thought that I would get to the position in my life where I would exile somebody from my personal life based on who they vote for. But it's gotten to that point now, I have to say, where I attribute people who vote for the CDU after this. This was the last time that I'll accept it, right? But from here on out, anybody that votes for anybody else except for the AFD, in my eyes, is basically voting to help my life go to shit. And I take that personally. Because you see, I'm not voting to make their life go to shit. Because the AFD isn't going to fuck their life up, right? The AFD, at the very least, if they do nothing at all, they'll at least stop the insanity of the policies that are currently being made. It cannot get worse than it already is, right? People have to understand it cannot get worse than it already is. I guess that's not true. It could always get worse. But as far as what the politicians are capable of doing, even if the AFD did nothing, what they would be doing is stopping this leftist lunacy, right? There wouldn't be people prominent journalists getting their doors kicked in for what they wrote on the internet 2 years ago. That's insane. I know a lot of you German people are like, no, but we get it with the anti-Hitler stuff, but we got to be careful. I get it, but it's all bullshit. Look, the people that are alive today pretty much had nothing to do with Hitler, right? We all know that. That's not my fucking problem. What happened in World War II is not my problem. I don't want to spend time, suffering for it. I don't want to spend time being guilty about it because I didn't fucking do anything. And that's what the German people got to get out of their head, is this insane bullshit guilt complex y'all got where, well, we have to be careful. We can't be too much to the right. We can't be too clear with what we say because, that might hurt other people. We're talking about Stadtbild for fucking 3 weeks. Hey, Friedrich Merz said exactly what everybody thinks. The Stadtbild looks like shit. Why? Because the Stadtbild is dirty. It's fucking raunchy. There's high crime. And most of the Stadtbild is being occupied by a whole bunch of fucking single Muslim men running the streets, which making it unsafe for regular German women, other women from any culture, to walk around in big cities. So the Stadtbild thing, that's what Friedrich Merz said. That's what he meant. Fucking now shut up about it. Okay? It'd be great if Intimidate actually did something about the stud bill, but he's not going to do that. We already know that. But we got the people here. This is a European thing where, and where we have to mince every little word somebody says. Well, what do you mean with that? What I think he meant this, and I think he meant that. Now we're on Marcus Luntz, and we're talking about it on a podcast, and we're talking about it on every news channel. And Neos has talked about stud builds for fucking 3 weeks daily. It's getting to the point where I don't even watch now. I watched the last couple of Neos episodes because I'm like, I know what they're going to talk about, the stud build thing. Okay, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It's just a fucking word, and it's a true word, and he's describing the reality. We all know it. And we're all pretending like, oh, well, no, that's racist. We shouldn't say stop. That's crazy. 50 minutes is crazy. Look, guys, look. Y'all are crazy. Okay? We're fucking talking about words. And nothing is getting done. Right? Nothing is getting done. Their country is falling apart. And we're sitting here arguing about, oh, he said Stadtbild. Oh my God, he's a Nazi. Ah, Jesus. It's pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. It makes me want to move. You know what I mean? It really does. I look at the people, I'm like, Jesus Christ, people. Fucking look at these people are about to get us into a war with Russia, right? They're spending our money on illegal immigrants, first and foremost, and Burgergeld, and all this other fucking bullshit, and Ukraine, and Israel gets money, and they get reparations, and they have to do foreign aid, and they have to build bike paths in Beirut, and all this shit, while the own country is falling apart. The energy costs too much, it's way too expensive, businesses and companies are leaving in droves. And we're going, oh my God, Stadtbild, oh my God. It's so annoying, and so annoying. And look, guys, look. This shit people have to get their head out of their ass, for real. So again, I'm going to make it clear again. Right now, on the political landscape in this country, the only people that are actually going to even attempt to do anything, and they're going to have a big mess on their hands. The AFD is not going to walk into a fucking warm bed here, right? This is going to be a nightmare to unfuck all the shit that these establishment cronies have done over the last decades. You can't expect the AFD to get in and that shit be solved in 3 years or a year. That's not going to happen. We've got to give them some leeway. But fucking first, we got to vote for them to get them in office. They're the only ones that are going to stop this status quo insanity. They're the only ones that even want to do anything to help the German people and to get this country back on its feet. And we all know it, and we all see it. And instead, we're like, oh my God, if we vote for the AFD, they're going to talk about Stadtbild, and it's going to be so racist. It's going to be like Nazi Germany all over again. Get the fuck out of here. Jesus Christ, you people are fucking talking to yourselves into this insane bullshit that doesn't exist. Hitler is dead, motherfuckers. I don't know what else I got to tell you. I don't know if you know, but he's dead. That motherfucker's been dead for a while, right? The only real Nazis left are probably in Ukraine right now, the Azov battalion. I know that the German media doesn't like to tell you that. Well, no, Zelensky, he's pure as driven snow. He's not corrupt. He's not fucking making all the money go away. He doesn't have Nazis in his ranks. No? Well, read some fucking history. He sure fucking does. Okay? And Zelensky's not that great of a guy. As a matter of fact, the governments here should be more listening to Donald Trump than they should be to Zelensky, right? Because Zelensky, as far as I last checked, hasn't done a fucking thing for Germany or Europe or anybody else. Okay? Not one. So please stop fucking coming to tell me how great Zelensky is. Get fucked. I don't care about Zelensky. I don't care. Right? So instead of worried about Stadtbild and Zelensky and fucking, oh, what this person said is racist and oh my God, listen, people. Your freedoms are being taken away by this very government that you trusted and you voted in once again, even though they're responsible for basically every problem the country has. The CDU is responsible for it. They were in power when all the shit happened. 2015. They were in power then. They're the ones that let it happen. Right? And from there, they haven't done anything to solve any of the problems at all. Not one thing. And you still vote for these people. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, let me tell you, anybody in my personal, and I'm recommending this to you guys too. It sucks that it has to be this way. I don't want to get rid of friends because of because of their political leaning. I really don't, right? I really don't. But if any of my friends or any of the people that I associate with tell me that they're voting for the CDU again after this, we're through. Why? Because it's a personal attack on my freedom. You are supporting a party that supports taking away my freedom to fucking speak like an adult. You're supporting a party that wants to continue to coddle me and everybody in Germany like little children that can't think for ourselves, right? And do everything with our money and everything with our money that we didn't ask for, right? I don't want to be living under this regime of morons. And if you're my friend and you think that that's the right thing to do, you are going against my personal interests by casting your vote for somebody, for a group of people that do not have my interests at mind at all. So it's sorry it's come to this. I really am. But I'm through with everybody who doesn't fucking finally see that the CDU and these establishment parties are not going to get us out of this mess. As a matter of fact, they're making it worse, and they're supporting all of the negative and bad things that the UMPL supported beforehand. They're not stopping the NGOs. They're not stopping the funding. They're continuing on this crusade against the freedom of opinion in this country, and they're just going along with it. They want to continue on with war with Russia. They want to send your kids to war with Russia. Look how bad it's gotten. They're not going to do anything about the immigration. They're going to keep pushing more people into this country. They haven't done shit about the numbers. The fucking border controls are all just bullshit. And you are going to vote for those people again after they fucked you and fucked me? Well, you might like getting fucked without Vaseline, boys, but I'm not going to take it anymore. And if you put your vote in for them, you are now my enemy because you are fucking up my life. Because I'm telling you, this next time around may be the last chance you get to vote for the AFD. Because in the background, I can guarantee that these establishment parties are doing everything they possibly can in order to make sure that the AFD gets banned, becomes illegal, that they put their people in prison. They've done it in Romania. They've done it in France. They're trying to do it everywhere they can, right? Moldova, look, they did the same thing there. They are doing everything they can to stop right-wing populists from getting power because they know once they do and the countries improve that they're never going to get power ever, ever again. And they're probably right. They're not really scared that the AFD is going to turn this place into Nazi Germany again. You know why I know that? Because with the numbers the AFD has now, at least 10 of these fucking prominent people that are out there on TV screaming about the AFD as Nazis, at least 10 of them would be smart enough to move now, before the AFD locks down all of Germany and people can't get out anymore like the Nazis did, right? I'm sure they'd be gone now. If I thought that the AFD were going to be Nazis, if I really thought that, I would not be living here anymore now. I'd be like, whoa, these motherfuckers got 40%. I'm out. Peace. That's it. I'm out. But no, these motherfuckers are still here. They don't believe any of that shit. You know why? Because they're not worried about getting shot on the street by their Nazi supporters, right? They're not getting worried. They're not worried about that shit. They go out there and talk the biggest bullshit, spew the biggest lies, the dumbest shit you've ever heard, and hope people believe it about the AFD. And they know that people aren't buying that shit anymore. They know that the AFD aren't Nazis, right? It's just too many German people still think they might be. They're still too worried. They're still too scared. Well, I'm telling you, this might be the last chance. They are doing everything they can to get rid of this party. And we need to get them in power before they're able to do that. It's the same thing as in Donald Trump in America. If Donald Trump would not have got elected, it would have been fucking Kamala Harris. That would have been the end, right? That would have been the end. She would have destroyed the country, right? And it would have been a drama. It was that the last, Donald Trump would have been in jail, even though he didn't do anything, right? He didn't do anything illegal. He would have been in jail. His lawyers would have been in jail. Everybody that supported him would have been in jail. They would have gone full fucking commie if Kamala Harris would have been elected. It was the last possible chance. Trump had to win. Otherwise, America was doomed. We're in the same situation here. So whether this coalition that we have now lasts till end of this year or lasts till 2029, lasts the whole way around. Either way, the next time you can vote, whether it's for dog catcher, school board, Gemeinde, Gemeinderat, whatever it is, you vote for the AFD. And anybody in my personal circle that says to me, they better keep it a secret, that says to me, oh, I'm going to vote for the CDU again anyway, and can't fucking convince me why that's a good idea, we're done. And I suggest all of you people do the same thing. Like I said in my last video about getting rid of the leftist in your life, get rid of them. They want you dead. So fuck them. Don't spend any more time with them. Don't spend any more energy on them. Don't give your kids to them to take care of in daycares and shit. Don't do that. Avoid all of these people. Put them in the social corner and say, you guys are no longer part of our sphere. We don't want anything to do with you people. Divorce from them. That's it. We need a divorce from the left. I'm sorry. That's the way it is. And the same thing goes now for my so-called conservative friends who will still continue to vote for the CDU. If you are voting for the CDU and we know each other, we're done, right? So if we're not even friends, but I know you're a CDU voter and I shop at your store or buy something at your store, I'm not shopping there anymore. I'm done. I'm not coming back. I'm done. I want these morons out of my life. I'm tired of being put under the boot of a bunch of fucking idiots that believe only the mainstream television bullshit propaganda that comes out of it, right? And therefore make voting decisions that negatively impact my life every single time they do it. Now I'm done. So that's where I'm at. Now it sucks that I got pushed to this position. It sucks that we all got pushed in this position. But it's just the facts. The people that continue to vote for the establishment are voting against you, against your well-being, against what your needs are, against everything that you stand for. And so I don't see why I should spend any more time, energy, money, empathy, sympathy, anything on these people. Get fucked. That's my message for today. Vote AFD the very next chance you get and get rid of everybody in your personal. They need to know. We need to use the same thing on them that they use on us. They're like, well, you know what I'm saying? Well, no, you have to be my opinion. You're going to have to agree with me or we can't be friends. That's what the left does. Well, they're right. They're right. I'll give them that. They're right. If you don't agree with me on this, then we're through. That's what we're going to do because this is crazy. This is crazy. A journalist, a prominent elderly journalist gets his door kicked in by the cops for a tweet in a supposed democracy. Screw you, man. Screw you. Anybody that votes for a party that supports that shit is a Nazi themselves. That's how I look at it.